Made this. These are two words that go together if you are a house cleaner working in the Airbnb space, or if you are a host and you have a vacation rental and you have guests that come stay at your house. Made this. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by TurnoverCleaningTips.com. This is a website that partners house cleaners and hosts together, and they can talk about expectations and what happened at different homes when a guest left and how to fix those remedies so that this never happens again and things like that. It's a really great networking hub. So check it out at TurnoverCleaningTips.com. All right, on to today's show. Super excited about this. We have the CEO of Made This, Neil Paddock, who's going to be sharing with us a brand new concept, new to me, where he's a referral agency and he finds house cleaners for Airbnb hosts. I know, it's super exciting. I get asked this question hundreds of times a day from house cleaners wanting to get in the Airbnb space and from homeowners who want to hire house cleaners. And there's this vetting process. Like, how do you do it? How do you find the right house cleaner? How do you keep them so that they don't fall off after a couple of days? What happens if they get sick? There are all these different questions, and Neil is here with the answers. So please help me welcome Neil Paddock from Made This.
My name is Neil Parekh. I am the founder and CEO of Made This Cleaning and also Made This franchise, which we're just launching this year. So Made This Cleaning has been around for about 7 years. We're currently only in California and focused mainly on vacation rental turnover cleaning. So we're in LA, Orange County, as well as all of the Bay Area. So I've probably coordinated around 50,000 plus turnovers at the moment.
Well, Neil, I'm super excited that you're on the show today. And what's really interesting is not just that you have a cleaning service, but you also are a host. And so you understand both elements of the business at a very granular level.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something which caused us to improve the service a lot because I kind of saw a lot of the issues with that host face and built the service around that. So yeah, absolutely.
Well, one of the questions I get asked most is from house cleaners, and they say, how do I get into the Airbnb space?
hmm
So when I heard that you have a referral agency that kind of connects the dots between the hosts and the house cleaners, I was super excited about that. Tell us what that is and how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is something we're doing right now only in California. The way it works is we do a heavy vetting process for the cleaners to make sure they're the type of people hosts would want. And we know what hosts want in terms of reliability as well as the quality of the cleaning. So we go through a 5-step process to verify that the cleaner is someone who would be a good fit for this. And on the other hand, we have hosts who plug into our software and who are in need of a good, reliable cleaner. And we basically plug the dots with our technology. So we'll get the cleaner on the platform and we will be there managing the client as well and pretty much connect them and let the cleaner know when to go to the jobs, what the client wants. We'll manage a lot of the client communication and get that contract set up. So for the cleaner, what it really is just making sure they're vetted, they know what they're doing, and then getting them set up on our platform so they don't need to do anything else involving the overhead. So that's a lot of what we're focused on.
And is there a fee for the house cleaner to get involved with you?
There's no fee. So there's a certain amount they get paid per job. And on our end, we just charge the host a certain fee, which they will put on their profile as well. And that's basically it.
And so you make that fee per cleaning. Is that correct?
Correct. It's per cleaning basis.
Okay. Is that like a pass-through fee that the guest pays to the host as a cleaning fee, or is that something separate?
Normally, it's up to the host, right? Some hosts I've seen mark it up. Most hosts just put that onto the cleaning fee on the Airbnb listing and just charge that to the guest. So whatever amount we charge is what the guest usually pays. And for the host, it's just no cost at that. The thing what they do get is just peace of mind, knowing there's a reliable cleaner. The way the system works is there's a primary cleaner, a backup cleaner, a third backup, and then us even monitoring the schedule for them to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks. So we have what's called a never a no-show guarantee, meaning as a host, I think the biggest worry is that your cleaner is going to flake, right? The worst thing that can happen is that a guest walk into a home and nothing's done. And I know that's the biggest worry. So that's why we actually have people monitoring the schedule just to make sure that things are happening accordingly, that a cleaner's not calling out. And if so, there's a backup, a third backup, a fourth backup, things like that.
I've never heard of that, and I love it. I love it for the fact that it reduces the risk from the
Oh, yeah.
Airbnb host. And so then it begs the question, what are you willing to pay for a backup, a second backup, a third backup, and a fourth backup to guarantee that my guests are never left in a lurch because the turnover was not done properly?
It's a cleaner, in my opinion, is the most mission critical part of an Airbnb or VRBO experience because A guest walks in, and if the first impression isn't right, the rest of the stay is not going to be right. And what hosts care about is getting good reviews, meaning more business. So there's actually a study out there, which I think Beyond Pricing put out, which says if you have 5-star reviews, your revenue goes up by 42% for cleanliness, because it's just so mission critical to have that part done. And I think for the host, you just kind of want to focus on stuff that's not related to cleaning. So having something reliable, meaning vetted cleaners, a backup, a third backup, a fourth backup, people to give you reports, send you pictures, let you know when damages are coming in. It boosts the business so much, so much. So yeah, I would consider it one of the most mission critical parts of any vacation rental operation.
Well, I love the fact that you're just starting this because I haven't heard anything quite like this. And it's a very needed service. And I can see this rolling out across the country. Now, I love the fact that you've started in California and you
Hmm.
said, let's try this, let's work it out and make sure that we got it down to a science before you roll it out on a nationwide basis.
Hmm.
And I love this. So tell me, how did you decide to go down this path? Because this is a very specific niche and
Yep.
it's a very needed niche and it's a
Hmm.
very underserved market.
Yeah, great question. I mean, I think honestly, when we started 7 years ago, we focused on just regular residential cleaning. That's pretty much it. Then I started to get so many calls from hosts saying, "Hey, can you do Airbnb cleaning?" And we said, "No, that's not what we do." Then I finally looked into it, and you realize the opportunity there because it's a very niche product. Now, the expectations are much higher, right? You're now competing against Ritz Carlton level service, Hilton level service as it comes to cleanliness. However, higher volume, more niche market, kind of a business to business type customer. So there's definitely a nice niche involved in it. So we kind of pivoted, focused a lot more on that market, and that market just kind of exploded. It's not as, and Angela, I'm sure you know, it's not as simple as maybe a regular cleaning, meaning there's a lot of things you have to watch out to. So it took us years. We've been doing this for about 7 years to kind of perfect what is actually needed, what hosts actually want, and keep an eye out for that. So yeah, it took us a while to actually develop the model, and now, as we go to franchise, we're going to be selling franchises across the nation, specifically geared towards vacation rental cleaning, but also residential cleaning. Just taking all the lessons we learned from those 7 years of what hosts want, what they need, what their pain points are, and giving that to a franchise in order to be able to expand. So yeah, it really happened kind of organically, and it coincided with the growth of the vacation rental market, as I'm sure you've seen, and just became what it is today.
So if there were house cleaners that are in the California space and they're like, "Hey, I want to be part of Neil's company," what do they
Mhm.
have to do to get in touch with you or to go through the process?
Yeah, sure. So you just need to go to our website. There's an application button at the bottom to be a referred worker, at least in California. That's pretty much it. And then, like I said, it's a pretty lengthy vetting process. But once you do make it through, in my opinion, it's a fantastic service for house cleaners because you don't need to do any of the marketing. At least from what I understand, many housekeepers who end up getting jobs through Made This, their biggest struggle is how do I get in front of the Airbnb host? What do I do? Many times they just don't want to. They don't want to focus on that aspect of it. So by working through us, we're able to do a lot of that for them and still get them the accounts they want to.
And if I were a host and I were in the California space, how would I get
Hmm.
in touch with you to become a part of this where I don't have to go find my own house cleaner and then they do call out sick and then I got to go find another one and then, it's that never-ending process of
Yeah.
where do I find the right one?
Just go to our website, made this, maidthis.com. It's a very easy form to fill in there. And we're going to make sure that we'd be able to help you out first if you are a host, because the last thing we'd want is to be able to work with you and say, hey, we really can't find someone to match what you're looking for. You might need a more customized service. So the first step is a vetting process to make sure that we can help you. And once that's set, then we'll just automate your calendar and do everything from there, get you matched up and get you going.
So if I understand correctly, you don't take all hosts and you don't take all house cleaners.
Correct. Actually, only 2% of the applicants who are house cleaners will make it through the process completely.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's a pretty low percent of the people who apply, but that's because the necessity for the host is so high. Like I said, it's a mission critical service. If I was to guess, Angela, the people who are watching your show, the house cleaners, are ones who want to be better, the ones who want to improve, the ones who are not just looking for a gig. I have a feeling the house cleaners who are watching your show would probably be fantastic fits because this is exactly what they're trying to do, is just be better and improve and serve these hosts.
I think it raises the bar. I think it makes everybody say, wait a second, you mean I could get turned away? Like, I got to really up my game in order that I meet the expectation because there are a lot of house cleaners that don't understand the difference between regular house cleaning and the exceptional level that is just expected. I mean, I don't want to say that's above and beyond, but when you show up at a place and you're staying, you don't want to think about the cleaning and you
Hmm.
usually don't if everything is up to speed. It's when something is not right that you are then like, oh, this place, and then you start looking for things, and it all falls apart.
That's a little bit of the tough part of operations, as I'm sure you know, is if it's not perfect, it's wrong. That's kind of how it is, especially with the vacation rental market. And you're right, it really ups the ante for who we will take. And I believe that the Airbnb hosts, above all, are looking for reliability, meaning show up when you say you're going to show up, do what you say you're going to do. I think showing up and being reliable is probably the number one characteristic that hosts need, even above cleaning quality. It's just the reliability to show up and get the job done and be there on time. So yeah, I completely agree. It really ups the ante for what's needed.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Madethis.com. And I'm going to leave links in the show notes as well, because I know that right now there are hosts that are chomping at the bit. They're like, I got to get in touch with Neil. This is awesome. And there are house cleaners that are like going, am I in the 2% at what I make it through? And they're going to be contacting you as well, because I know California is a place where there are lots of vacation rentals.
Well, enjoyed my time with you, Angela. Thanks for having me.
Alrighty, and that was Neil Paddock from madethis.com. And as a referral agency, this is a brilliant idea. So keep your ear to the grindstone. I'm going to keep you posted. We'll have Neil back on the show. And as this rolls across the country and is available in your area, we will let you know to see if you qualify. I know, super exciting stuff. So if you found this helpful, please pass it on to a friend. If we've earned your subscription, please subscribe. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.